I am Fred Myers, the founder of For the Fathers Ministry, and this is Faith by the Numbers. Count your way to wisdom, and number 35 of this series, 7 Traits of a Christian Before Salvation. Paul states in Titus 3:3 that we ourselves were once. What were we once? We were lost and without God. The Apostle Paul lists these traits of every Christian before salvation. Do you recognize your former self? What happened to every Christian that changed everything about our life? Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians 6:11, "But you were washed, you were sanctified, you were justified in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ and by the Spirit of our God." Regardless that we might think that God called us because there was some good in us, these 7 traits of our former lost self demonstrates that there was nothing good whatsoever. 7 traits of a Christian before salvation. 1. Our former self was foolish. 2. Our former self was disobedient. 3. Our former self was led astray. 4. Our former self was a slave to passions and pleasures. 5. Our former self lived in malice and envy. 6. Our former self was hated by others. 7. Our former self hated one another. After reading this list, you now see the glorious gift, both for this life and the next life that you receive. It is now important that you go and tell others that they might know your testimony. I am Fred Myers, and this is Faith by the Numbers. It is my prayer that many will count their way to wisdom through this series and find the peace that surpasses all understanding.